How we doing, everybody? It's Coach Alex from Maximize Potential coming at y'all with another great Wellness Wednesday. Today we're talking about MetCons, what they are, and a couple of different benefits that we'll get. But before we get into that, if you haven't noticed, our cold weather gear is finally here. We've got sweaters, we've got sweatpants, we've got beanies, and we've got a good assortment of hoodies. We've still got a handful of deals going on right now, so go ahead and grab some stuff while the deals are still on. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link down in the comments below. Today, we're talking about metabolic conditioning. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. By this point, y'all, you already know where I'm going with this. We're getting towards the end of the month, which means that we got a brand new program right around the corner. Fat Burn February has already shown to be a great success, and we're hoping for even greater things once we get into METCON March. METCON March is going to be a month completely dedicated to metabolic conditioning. But what exactly is metabolic conditioning? Metabolic conditioning, or METCons, is a type of exercise with maximal physical effort through a series of compound movements. These are usually done for short, intense periods of time. There are two different ways that we can get into this type of conditioning. We can do this through interval times, or HIIT, or we can do this with back-to-back exercises with little to no rest. Fat Burn February heavily relied on that interval type training, where our coaches told us when exactly to start, when exactly to stop, and how much rest we're going to be having. Similar to interval training, METCons are flexible, time efficient, and can help us break through many cardio or fitness plateaus. Because of their short and efficient time span, METCons are normally used as workout finishers, meaning that we're going to properly utilize these at the very end of our workouts. Since our main goal is to try to burn extra body fat while maintaining our muscle, we'll focus on resistance training without decreasing the volume of our workouts. Then we'll finish it off with an intense timed METCon. Now, explaining the flow of the METCon is rather easy. There's going to be a certain number of exercises and reps for each of them, though this month there's not going to be a specific number of sets. And it's going to be completely up to you to finish as many sets as possible in that given time. Now, the goal of metabolic conditioning should be to achieve and sustain a high energy output over that short period of time. As I mentioned earlier, this is going to be done with as little rest as possible between our work, making our body more fuel and energy efficient. So what's the difference between cardio and conditioning? Both cardio and conditioning are used similarly depending on the situation. Conditioning is commonly used when referring to training athletes, whereas cardio is more used for the general population. So what are some of the main benefits that we're going to see from this? Well, if not evident in the name, it can help us improve overall conditioning of our metabolism and allows for more lean mass density. This is done by recruiting all three of your body's energy pathways, these being the ATP-PC system, the glycolytic system, and the oxidative system. Now, all of these are going to take turns generating ATP or energy out of different sources. The first one that I mentioned, the ATP-PC system, also known as a phosphagen system, is anaerobic, meaning that we don't have to use oxygen in order to make energy. Now, this is only going to run for the first 15 to 30 seconds of our exercise. It primarily uses free-floating ATP, or it can quickly create it by combining phosphocreatine and ADP. This is why the supplement creatine has become so popular. That being said, if we want to see increases in our anaerobic endurance, we don't have to rely completely on supplements. Though creatine can be supplemented to increase our overall anaerobic endurance, it's naturally occurring in most meats. Now, this brings us to the glycolytic cycle. The glycolytic cycle, also known as glycolysis, can be either anaerobic or aerobic. Now again, if anaerobic means to produce energy without oxygen, aerobic is going to mean to create energy with oxygen. Now, the glycolytic system only runs anaerobically for about the first 90 seconds of our exercise. Then it'll turn to oxygen to continue working. This system is primarily going to break down carbohydrates or glycogen for fuel, as it can be quickly broken down and used as energy. Now, though this is going to be the two main energy systems that we're going to see, we have one very important one that's going to help us efficiently and quickly burn fat. This is going to be the oxidative system. METCons are going to greatly increase our efficiency of the oxidative system through what is known as fat oxidation. Now, this occurs when fatty acid is sent to a mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, to create ATP. Of all of the energy systems, this is going to be the one that creates the most ATP. Now, though we can't directly influence the rate at which these fatty acids are sent, we can control the amount of mitochondria that are in our cells, thus allowing more fatty cells to be used as fuel, which only means faster and more efficient fat burn. We'll use each of these systems differently at points on the workout based on its length and intensity. Doing METCons at least 3 times a week is going to greatly increase our metabolic output. But anyway, y'all, just a quick one for us today. Hope we learned something new. As I mentioned earlier, our cold weather gear is finally here, so go ahead and grab some while those deals are still on. There's a link down in the comments below. Remember, y'all, this is always a conversation, so don't forget to leave a like, Comment down below anything that you learned, any questions that you may have, or suggestions for future content that you want to see. But other than that, I'm Coach Alex. Y'all be good, drink some water, and I will see y'all in the next one.